Hello, everybody. My name is Ellie, um, Elizabeth Rose Golan. I'm 17 years old. I'm in 12th grade. I. What do I love to do? I love reading. I really enjoy reading. I also love board games. And also, I spend a lot of time with kids. I really enjoy serving with kids, teaching kids, playing with kids, anything with kids. It's it's great fun. Um, that's just a little bit about me, who I am. I serve a lot because I enjoy doing that. I serve a lot with kids, and I spend a lot of time with friends when I don't have school. And yeah, um, I wish I could find out more about you guys. It's like through a camera somehow it's not the same. um, but I'd love to meet one of you guys one day. So you sent me some questions, and I loved your questions. I was reading through them, and I was like, these are some really good questions, and I don't know how I'm going to fit it all into 10 minutes. Some of them forced me to think a little bit more because life is just busy, and it's just really busy. And so here are the answers that I came up with for some of them. And yeah, I wasn't able to answer all of them. I think I can't remember if there were 20 or 30 questions, but there were a lot. And so I've joined some questions together and other ones I just couldn't quite get to. But here goes. Are you safe where you're staying? So I am fairly safe where I'm staying. Right now I am staying in Rivne. That is Western Ukraine. It's close to the border to Germany. And so we're very close to the border. This isn't close. It's about 8 hours from Kiev, where a lot of the bombings are happening. And yeah, the air sirens go off pretty much every day. Yesterday, I think they went off 7 times. It's the most horrible sound, but we get used to them. And there's only been a few bombings here. So yeah, it's pretty safe. The second question is a bit deeper. Do you fear death or dying when the Bible tells us not to? So that question, I was like, boy, that's a pretty pointed question. I'm not sure how to answer that one. Because I know I am definitely not looking forward to the prospect of dying. And so I was like, I don't remember finding a verse in the Bible that says, like, do not fear death, or it is sin to fear death. So I was like, Well, I looked up some verses and I asked a couple people, and the Bible doesn't say that you can't fear death. I did find verses that said, like, do not fear, but what I do know is that God will lead me through that valley if that is a valley that He has for me to go through right now. I mean, at some point I will go through that valley, but if the valley of the shadow of death is something that He has for me now, He will guide me through that, and I trust Him to do that. And yeah, I don't want to die, but I know that He will lead me through that valley. That's like Psalm 23, a very famous thing. Like, even when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you will lead me, I think, or guide me. It's something like that. And so I trust God. And if the time for Him to take me home is soon, then okay. But I hope not. The third question is, why do you think God let this happen? And this war is horrible. It's a really sad thing. It's tragic, and it's sad, and it's just devastating for so many people. And so when you look at it as like war, then it's a horrible thing. And it seems like, why would God let this happen? Why would a good God let this happen? And I came up with just a few ideas, and I'm sure these are only a few of the many blessings of war. But I do know that many people have been brought together through this. Christians all across the world have contacted us and have contacted Ukrainians that they know and have been reaching out and giving and praying. And that has just connected Christians all over the world so much, which is a beautiful thing. Also, I know that for me, like here, as as kind of a Ukrainian Australian, my friendships have grown a lot, just because when you go through something like this with people, it connects you. And I also know that through this, many people have heard the gospel. And for these people, a lot of people here, they've got friends who are Christians, and they've told them about God, but they're not willing to go to church or go to youth group or go to any meeting. But through this, they've been forced to flee their homes, and they've ended up going to some Christian place, and they're being loved by Christians, and they're feeling God's love, and that is an amazing thing, and that will have a big effect on people. And those are just a couple of the things. So I trust God, and I know that it's okay, even though this is horrible, and I don't know what his main reasons are for letting there be a war. I know that it's okay. The fourth question is, are you in a major city where there are a lot of bombings? And right now, no, I'm not. I'm in this, as I said, Rovno, Rivne, and it's peaceful here, other than the air sirens. Sometimes we've heard a couple planes flying over, but it's pretty peaceful. The fifth question is it hard to sleep when you know you could die? And when I got to this question, as I was reading through the list, I was like, I actually laughed a little bit, and I was like, no, not anymore. I am tired at night, and so I just go to sleep. But the first couple days of work, I don't know, the first week maybe, wake up for an hour in the night or so and just be awake. I'm not sure. I think it's just because it was lots of emotions and just kind of not knowing and learning what war was like, and so that just caused unrest maybe. But now I sleep really well all through the night, which is a nice thing. The sixth question is, how big is my family and are they okay? My family so I have one brother and two sisters, and my brother's married. My sisters aren't. They are all out of country and safe. My parents are here. My dad is currently in Rajiship, and it's pretty safe there too. My mom and I are here. It's pretty safe here. And I have an uncle and aunt that they're traveling, transporting people from city to city, evacuating them, and I'd say probably they're in the most danger out of all of us. But we're all healthy. I have another aunt, and she's with us here, and so we're all pretty safe, and we're all healthy. God's blessed us with health all through this. I mean, it's been a month. Tomorrow it will have been a month. And that's a wonderful thing. Such a blessing not to have gotten any colds or anything. Yeah, so we're all okay. That must have been the sixth question, because this is the seventh question. What was your life like before the war, and what is it like now? Before the war, I was really busy. I did school as quickly as I could, because I'm homeschooled, so I did it as quickly as I could, usually getting done around 2 o'clock, and then I would go to the day center and be there until about 6 or 7, and then I'd come home or I'd go to a meeting, and that was like my week. And so I was really busy, and then the war happened, and now the last 10 days have been out at a refugee camp, kind of, I would say just being a friend to the kids that are out there, because it's hard for them. They can feel the stress that their parents have, and they've left their homes, and it's just tough. And so I've been doing that, playing games, leading like little Bible stories for them, and kind of doing that. And then we come home and we're tired and go to sleep. And we're so glad that we've been able to be here helping the people this way. Um, my time is running out, and I have loved answering some of these questions. I'll post a video on my YouTube channel answering the rest, but I have run out of time. So thank you so much for all of your prayers. We really appreciate it. They make a difference. It's a really special thing to know that people are praying for us. It truly is just so meaningful. Нехай Бог благословить ваш день. Пока.